We wish you a happy Christmas before they make it illegal. This is Harriet Langley-Swindon and this is Noncensored. Hello and welcome to Noncensored, which takes the best bits from my weekly, very popular, very real radio show. But this is a rather special episode. It is our Christmas episode, so I'm joined in the studio with, as always, producer Martin. Hello, producer Martin.
Ho, ho, ho. It's a pleasure to be here, Harriet. I'm feeling Christmassy already. I can see everyone, well, no one's actually wearing a Christmas jumper, but, in spirit, I think there's a lot of jingle bells in the background of my mind, anyway.
Yep, okay, that's enough. And Eshaan Akbar. Hello, Eshaan.
Happy holidays to you and yours.
Happy holidays. And very special guest, Nadine Dorries joins us. Hello, Nadine.
Hi. It's actually Lord Nadine Dorries, thank you.
Oh, of course, Lord Nadine.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Now, in this very special festive episode, we thought what we'd do is we'd go through the year because it's been a hell of a year. I mean, so much has happened. And I think it'd be just great if we go through it, we reminisce about all the fun times and just have a jolly look back, really. We wish you a happy Christmas before they make it illegal. This is Harriet Langley-Swindon and this is Noncensored. Hello and welcome to Noncensored, which takes the best bits from my weekly, very popular, very real radio show. But this is a rather special episode. It is our Christmas episode, so I'm joined in the studio with, as always, producer Martin. Hello, producer Martin.
Ho, ho, ho. It's a pleasure to be here, Harriet. I'm feeling Christmassy already. I can see everyone, well, no one's actually wearing a Christmas jumper, but, in spirit, I think there's a lot of jingle bells in the background of my mind, anyway.
Yep, okay, that's enough. And Eshaan Akbar. Hello, Eshaan.
Happy holidays to you and yours.
Happy holidays. And very special guest, Nadine Dorries joins us. Hello, Nadine.
Hi. It's actually Lord Nadine Dorries, thank you.
Oh, of course, Lord Nadine.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Now, in this very special festive episode, we thought what we'd do is we'd go through the year because it's been a hell of a year. I mean, so much has happened. And I think it'd be just great if we go through it, we reminisce about all the fun times and just have a jolly look back, really. Great. I think what we're starting with, if we cast back to the beginning of the year, now this is quite something because I don't know if you even remember this, but do you remember Partygate?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that used to be a thing?
Oh, was that when the Queen had been alive for 50 years on a crown? Is that?
No, that was the Jubilee, I think, when that was... the Partygate
Something
was
different.
Yes.
Okay.
Less of a celebration. It certainly was a celebration, but in my opinion, a celebration of death.
Well, I mean, it was just a bunch of colleagues having a lovely time during a stressful period.
Yes, I think we look back at it now,
History.
we all realise it was a fuss about nothing. Isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, why can't you go to the gardens of Downing Street and have a lovely old chin wag with your mates?
I didn't know fun at work was illegal.
Exactly. Oh, we're not allowed to have fun now. I mean,
Apparently
that's what
not.
happened.
We have so much fun on this podcast, don't we?
Yes.
I think every week.
Oh, we did, didn't we? We had those little drinks.
I, along with many members of the British public, hadn't seen their loved ones in quite some time.
Maybe they didn't want to see you. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think your loved ones didn't want to see you?
Point. I mean, sometimes they don't want to see me, but that's normal within a healthy relationship.
No,
You need
look,
some space
Martin,
and-
I get it. It's all very sad. People were very sad, blah, blah, blah. But also, I mean, if we're looking at people like Nadine, people who worked in government.
Lord Doris.
Lord Nadine.
Yeah.
Is Nadine, you can speak for this. You worked incredibly hard, and people like
Yes.
you worked incredibly hard.
I did. And Martin, maybe if you wanted to see your loved ones, you should have had a party.
That's a really good point. That is a very good point.
Parties are a good way to get people together.
Parties is a way of getting people together.
The point is that we weren't allowed to have parties, and they were having parties. So it was one rule for them and another
Yes.
Martin.
No, that's
the
it.
rest of us.
Yes. And that's good. Why do you think we do this job? It's to have a party. It's a lot of fun and it's really good.
The thing
And
is,
you're welcome.
if you set the rules, actually, you should be allowed, as the rule setter, to decide how much of the rules you adhere to. That's the whole point of being the rule setter. It's the point of the power. So you can say, listen, for your benefit, because, look, Martin, you and your quote-unquote friends, you may not be responsible when you're partying, but those government members, they were very responsible when
me.
they were partying. So I think it's absolutely fine.
I think if you're being the banker in Monopoly, then you're not allowed to just siphon off a little bit of extra cash.
Yes, you
or give
are.
yourself
No,
a
you
couple
are.
of extra
I think
houses.
I think you
Literally
can. I think you can do that.
literally
actually.
can do.
Yeah, that's
I-
absolutely fine.
You can do it in real life too,
100%.
trust
yeah,
me.
100%.
yeah, that's totally fine.
One for you, two for me.
Also, I mean, if we're going to link this to current events, I mean, everyone was so upset at Matt Hancock for having that little smooch, but now we've seen that he can eat a camel's penis, and we go, actually, it's all fine.
Really, he is a celebrity. Keep him in the jungle.
Yes, exactly.
He absolutely is.
Exactly, and I think that solves all of Partygate, really.
I didn't do as well as me. I was really good when I did it.
Of course,
Absolutely. Well, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, politicians are celebrities. You know, we
Yeah.
don't expect celebrities to behave a certain way. All these celebrities, like Lord Doris and Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson, they're celebrities, and so they should be allowed to party and have a nice time. That's what I expect from my celebrities.
I think
Party and
that's-
have a good
I
time.
think that's exactly it.
I think the problem wasn't with the party per se. It was more the fact that there were lots of people dying and we weren't able to see them.
Mark.
The
Yeah.
nonce at the parties, trust me,
Not at the party.
they were great. They were
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
No one
There
died
was
at the
no
party.
No one was
dying at the
dying. Maybe
parties,
calm
no.
down.
Okay.
Right. Let's not forget, a very important thing happened in January. January the 31st was the second anniversary of Brexit.
Ba, ba, ba.
Absolutely
It was
wonderful.
so good, wasn't it? What did you do for your anniversary?
Oh, do you know what? I had some friends round, we had some wine, we put up some bunting, and we got some very straight bananas and we
Yes.
ironed the ones that weren't.
I
That's
sang
cool.
the national anthem, the Queen version,
Oh, what's
That-
that?
yeah.
What's...
the one with the Queen in it.
Oh,
I sang that one.
very retro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful rendition.
Absolutely
Sang that,
lovely.
flew my little flag.
Did you?
Yeah, had my little flag outside in the front garden.
Were we not still in a lockdown then?
In January?
January.
I was in my
Was
front
that not-
garden.
No,
it's-
no,
Come on,
It had the
Martin.
Omicron.
No,
Martin,
you wish.
according to you, yeah, you always wanted to be locked down. It's the thing with the
Yeah.
lefties.
If it was up to you, we'd still be in
We'd
lockdown.
still be in
wouldn't it?
lockdown.
No,
Why don't
just-
you move to North Korea?
Sometimes it's hard to know whether people aren't coming to see you because, they're not allowed to or because they're busy.
I can assure you that people were not coming to see you because they did not
Okay,
want to
well,
see you.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's
Do you know what
a
I
little
did
rude,
for the Brexit versary? I made a little display from the plant of Brexit, which is pampas grass. Did you know that?
but- Oh,
Something I put in place.
what is a pampas grass?
You ever seen them in the garden in the 80s when everything was better? Well, I've got them and I put them in a display in my house to celebrate the second anniversary of Brexit. And I made them the patron plant of Brexit. I did that. That was me as Minister of Digital Cultures and Sports and Media. And did I do something to do with them? Yes, I did. That's what I did. And I did the plant thing.
Did
Okay,
you put the plant in front of a picture of the Queen?
Yes, well, it would have been anyway because I've got one on every wall.
And well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on,
Majesty.
sorry, to Ukraine now. This was
Here we go.
obviously very grave. Russia invaded Ukraine,
Boo.
and we as a country, I think, have a lot to be proud of here. Nadine, take us through
I'm
it.
so excited.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a war, and Russia said, "We're going to fight you, Ukraine," and you can't spell Ukraine without UK. So who got involved? Queen of Hearts, Boris Johnson, got involved and won the
Yes,
war.
you did.
Congratulations!
Welcome,
you're welcome.
Boris
You're
Johnson.
welcome.
Where was the clapping for him? I mean,
I know. Well, he doesn't ask for it because he hasn't got an ego like nurses.
yeah.
I think it's fair to say that the war in Ukraine is still an ongoing matter. That
No,
those perhaps that
we won. Yes, because he's not in charge anymore. Because he got stabbed in the back and the front by nasty little snakes.
So, can we take a moment to appreciate Britain's response in housing hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of Ukrainians?
We've
who
done
needed our
such
support.
good.
They needed us.
It's really nice because they look just like us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they look.
Yeah.
Culturally.
I mean, Poland did house millions. So that
All
was.
right,
So
Mark.
they-
it's
it's
not a
competi-
competition.
No,
So
but-
they say.
okay.
Also,
How many they didn't inflate the figures? You know what the polls are like.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I don't
Martin,
think
I just think, let's be proud of our country. And I
Yeah.
don't like this whole thing where we've always got to be down on our country. There's all this hatred now for Britain, and we've done some wonderful things. And one of
Yes.
them was win the war in Ukraine.
yeah.
Well,
Yes, you're welcome.
So, yeah,
I
thank you,
think
Lord
we
Nadine.
we certainly can be proud of the support, both military and the aid that we've given. But I think it is dangerous to think.
AIDS?
No, just the support.
The aid. Oh,
Yes, medical
It was
and
good.
whatnot.
Queen were good, weren't they? Do you remember?
yes.
They
Oh,
did
yes,
a whole
I did.
set and it was legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
It really
it's-
made me nostalgic for that song that they had over Christmas. Great Britain, proud Britain.
I love that. That's strong Britain,
Britain,
great
great
nation,
Britain,
strong Britain, great nation, strong. Just carries on.
Yes. Was that Piers
good.
Corbyn
No.
involved in that? No.
No, Piers Corbyn.
Well, didn't he release a song with him walking down or maybe it was an anti-mask one?
That
I'm
was an
sorry.
anti-mask one, yeah.
Oh, right.
It was
Very
about
different-
It
very
was
different
about
chap.
soiling yourself and it being good, and sometimes it is.
Okay, so moving on. In March, Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe was finally
Sorry, do you want
released.
to say the name again?
Nazanin Zaghari.
Sorry, do you
Would
want
you like to say it as our diversity hire,
What,
Eshaan?
Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe?
That's what I said, isn't it?
Nazanin
It
Zaghari-Ratcliffe.
was just very
That is
confident,
what I
wasn't it,
said.
when he-
Or
when he
as they
said-
say,
I don't know. I
as they
felt like
say
you were
in
trying
Farsi,
to. No, you were trying.
Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe.
I felt like you were trying to back me into a corner there, and I didn't appreciate it. And I thought we were better than that. Anyway, she got released thanks to the strong work.
And they say Iranians don't support women. Come on.
Well,
Don't know what you're
They
talking
released
about.
I don't
Can we
think-
please celebrate what really happened, which was Boris Johnson did it again. Good for him and
Yes.
Yes,
good
he
for
did.
her.
Yeah.
And maybe she should be a little bit more grateful.
We all
wasn't-
miss calls, don't
that's
we? He
the
missed-
thing. She wasn't very grateful.
No.
I mean, she criticised the fact that because he said something, she ended up having to be in prison a year or two longer.
Yeah.
You know, and
You got shelter over you. They bring food every day.
It's like a holiday camp. She probably had a Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
absolutely
I
unbelievable.
don't
I mean,
think we can
just not
say
patriotic.
that she had a Sega Mega Drive. I
She
don't
did.
think
She
that's...
There was all this
Probably
nonsense.
did actually, Martin.
Well,
There was all this nonsense about how Boris Johnson, when he was Foreign Secretary, missed all these telephone calls to help with the negotiation. I mean, he's Foreign Secretary, for goodness sake. He's busy.
Yes.
Yes.
I miss calls all the time.
Exactly. He's a
Yeah.
busy man.
Sometimes I'm asleep and someone calls me and I don't answer. Is that a crime now?
I don't think
Is it a
anyone's
crime,
saying
Martin?
that sleeping
Is it
and
a
missing
crime?
calls is crime. It's more just keeping someone imprisoned for, over a year.
There is a way. If you do want to not miss certain people's calls, you
Yes.
can actually set specific ringtones for that person.
But what if I'm asleep?
But then what you can do is, for when you're sleeping, if there is a particular person whose call you want to answer, for example, mine might be, I don't know, Jane, you set a very specific,
That's-
well-known ringtone.
No.
Come on, we
I've
don't
gone
need
for
to talk
Barbie girl.
about my sister anymore.
A Barbie girl.
Yeah.
There's nothing like she doesn't go. You don't have to answer phone calls when you're
I
asleep.
know.
I think no one's
know.
actually asking you to do
Good.
that.
But that's the point,
That's
isn't
what
it?
I'm saying.
Also, because the time difference is probably different over there. So probably
The time difference
poor
probably is
Boris
different over there.
Johnson.
You're right.
Yes, it is. So probably poor Boris Johnson was getting these calls about Nazanin when he was asleep because it was a different time. And then, okay, so he missed things.
Also-
okay, he wasn't on it.
Yeah.
He was in bed because it was a different time zone. And suddenly, now he's been held accountable for not
ultimately-
doing
Also,
his job
he was
properly.
having all those parties. He was tired. You grow up.
Also, Nazanin
Exactly.
Zaghari-Ratcliffe, if you really want to claim that you're British, at the very least, when you're released, say thank you. You know,
Yes,
when
so say
Britain,
thank you.
when Britain ended colonialism, when Britain ended slavery, do you know what they did? They said thank you.
Yes, they did.
It's a
No,
very good British
it's
thing
a good,
to do.
It's a good point, Martin. It's a good point.
Just say thank you.
We did, we did stop slavery in this country, and I don't
Yes.
think that's talked about enough.
I don't think it is actually.
Too much. It's like, oh no, but you started it. I'm sorry, not relevant. Not relevant.
The most important thing is who ends it.
You end it. We ended it.
Yes.
You know.
And you know what? I'd end it again, maybe.
Yeah, I think you should.
Well, that yes, I mean that is commendable. I suppose if
Thank
you would do it again.
It wasn't even my job either because I was doing television and things.
Now, moving on, March 29th was, of course, the anniversary of the activation of Article 50. Yes. Oh, I mean,
What a great artist.
Not the Brexit bugle.
what a great time.
Wave your pampas glass.
Yes. Oh, did you celebrate this one at all, Eshaan?
Yes. I read the first 49 articles.
Did you? What did you make of it?
Oh, it was very, very interesting, and made
Is there
me-
one about spicing things up in the bedroom?
article number 7
That's
actually.
good, that's
yeah, it's a
good
very good
article.
spicy article. That.
Really,
Yeah.
really. The seventh article.
Yeah.
The saucy one.
Yeah.
Saucy 7 they call it.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you just look back, don't you, and you think about. Oh, I mean, it's just wonderful. What did you do, Martin?
I think I was working.
Oh, that's really bad. You shouldn't. You should take the day off to celebrate and respect it. I had a special Article 50 dinner to celebrate Brexit, put some salad cream on an iceberg lettuce.
Lovely.
Oh,
How many items of food did you have on this Article 50 dinner?
50 items.
50 items, of course.
There's egg and cress, soft scoop walls,
Yes.
and 46 other things.
Spam.
Yes,
Good British items.
frozen pizza.
Without wanting to cause
Baked beans.
a scene here,
little sausages in a tin.
Spaghetti hoops.
Yes, spaghetti hoops.
could any of you
Smiley
Custard
potato men.
creams.
Yes.
could any of you name any
Bourbons.
Bourbons, yeah.
Oh,
discernible?
lovely
Nice
bourbon.
biscuits. Nice biscuits.
Licorice all sorts.
Could you name
Chocolate
any?
digestives.
Mushy
Spangles.
peas.
Okay, we're just naming.
Spangles can be back
foodstuffs
now, can't they?
aren't we?
Yes.
Oh, they
Yes.
can.
Fish.
There we can.
And chips.
This is going to be a
Yes,
nightmare
and that's
to
2
edit.
items.
That's 2 items.
2 items.
It'll be quite
Shepherd's
easy
pie.
to edit, actually. I'll just chop out 20
Yeah.
minutes in the middle, I suppose.
Cottage pie.
Yeah, they're all...
Could any of you name any
Polo
discernible
mints. Polo
benefits
mints.
from Brexit?
Do you remember spearmint polos? They do those
Never
anymore, but they
guessed.
should. Consider what?
Well, we've had these things before and we continue to have them. I mean,
Fizzy cola bottles.
You're
well,
welcome.
they're delicious.
You're welcome.
In April was the fixed penalty notices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody had to pay
FPN.
£50 just for having fun, and it was a £50 fine. And do you know why they call it that? Because it's absolutely fine to have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Fixed penalty notices, more like fun penalty notices, am
Yes.
I right?
Yeah.
Absolute fun police. And you just thought, what
The
is our
fun
country
police.
coming to? What is our country coming to?
Excuse
We're
me.
supposed to be a democracy.
Yeah.
And instead, we're acting like.
Sharia law. Got all these anti-fun police walking
exactly
around.
that.
That's.
Exactly
I mean,
that.
do you think it is a good thing that our Prime Minister, current, and of course Boris Johnson himself as well, both received these
And
fines?
it says that's fine.
Also,
They
I think
broke-
Yeah, it is
I
fine.
think
broke
I
the
think if you
rules
fine
and-
Boris, not ideal, but you can't then fine Rishi Sunak because that is a hate crime.
Oh, interesting, really. Well, I mean, so Eshaan does know about these things. He is the diversity hire.
Yes.
So, please
You,
explain more
you
about
can't
that.
you can't fine an ethnic minority
Right.
because they've already been fined because of the cards they've been dealt. by
No,
virtue of
come on.
being ethnic
No,
minority.
sorry, Eshaan.
So
sorry,
you can't
no. We're not a
fine
racist.
him.
No, we're not a racist country. Okay.
Well, yes, of course.
They
Which is why
found
if
there
you-
wasn't any.
But if you
The
fine
Conservative Party did an investigation and
Yeah,
found
there was
they
no
There's no
racism.
right?
No
but that's
racism.
what I mean. So if you fine him, that is racist. You can't fine Rishi Sunak.
Is that how
Yeah.
it works?
100%. You
I
can't-
heard that they just donated his money to a nice sanctuary for animals that we all like.
Oh,
Also,
that's
I mean,
nice.
one concern I had at the time was that I believe the penalty for breaking the lockdown regulations for the general public was up to £10,000
Yes.
fine, and they just received a £50 fine. Is that not?
But then pay.
Well, because
How about
it's
pay
fine.
more? It's not illegal to have fun, and yet these people broke all the rules. They didn't
feel-
even care.
And
so,
also, these fines are contribution tested. So the more you contribute, the less you pay in the
Oh,
fine.
so if you don't pay
Exactly.
taxes, you don't have to pay a large fine.
Yeah.
Is that
the MP's salary is a pittance.
And let's not forget that Boris Johnson was ambushed by cake. So it wasn't even, he was having fun, but also it was fun imposed on him.
Have you ever been ambushed by cake, Martin?
I received a small cake once.
Was this a big surprise? And you went, ugh.
I quite enjoyed it. I think it was a.
Oh, I see. It's all right for you.
Yeah, so
fairy cake, just
it's
a
one
small-
rule for you and one rule for them, it
But
seems,
no,
doesn't it?
I mean,
That's what it seems to me.
Cake,
Exactly.
Cake is good. Maybe just eating it while surrounded by friends while other people
I
are
like being ambushed by
dying
whipped
isn't
cream.
Do you?
Yeah.
Eshaan.
This has become.
Oh, I say. In May, everybody, it was the Grey Report. Do you remember this?
Oh.
Remember the
Oh,
Grey Report?
she hates fun. She hates fun the most.
Yes.
Of course, her name's Grey, for goodness sake.
Yes.
The
So
most
great.
boring of all the colours.
Really, I mean, just stomping on everyone's fun. And
Who writes a report saying you can't have fun?
also, I'm sorry, but the report, in the end, it didn't count because actually we were waiting to hear from the police. And I
Yes.
believe the police said it was all fine, didn't they?
Yes, and that's why it's called fine.
And
I
also-
actually sent So Grey a textual message, and it said, "Oh, I see. Somebody hates fun. Look it up. It's spelled
Yes.
F-U-N, but I accidentally did a typo and said F-J-N. But she knew what I meant, and that's the important
For
thing.
June.
Yeah.
She said, "Grow up, Nadine," which is how I know I won the argument.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And also,
you showed
I
her.
can't take that report seriously because if you know a good inquiry or report about government behaviour takes years. Remember the Chilcot inquiry?
Yes.
it should take at least 5 years
Yes, it should be really, really long.
for you to draw any kind of meaningful conclusion. 6 months.
You should do
Exactly.
good
Well,
bubble rights.
you think it was
exactly.
rushed?
Way too rushed. It's like
just
the
figuring out
vaccine, the
people were at
COVID vaccine.
parties, wasn't
It's too rushed. There's no real testing. You can't just go out and vaccinate us. And also, you can't just go out and just tell us things in a report that took, 2 to 3 months of research? Come on. Take a leaf out of Chilcott's report and take your time with these things.
It's going to very controversial territory there, Eshaan, but I suppose that's why we pay you, isn't it? To be controversial.
I would like it on record that this government and Boris Johnson did create the vaccine, and I was happy to eat all of mine.
The vaccine.
There you go.
Well,
You've
yes,
had it from Lord
okay.
Nadine.
Yes.
What,
That
did you,
says it all,
did you
doesn't it?
freeze the solution and chew it?
And it just it has
The
a
actual-
vaccine. How else would you take it? Yum it up. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum. Did you put some daddy sauce on it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's quite tasty, I suppose.
Like when you give a dog a worm a tablet in pate. That's
Yes.
how I take my vaccine.
Oh, daddy.
Yeah, all mixed up.
Yeah, crush it.
Now, look, we're getting to the middle of the year, and one of the reasons why we booked you, Nadine, was to talk
Lord
about
Nadine.
Sorry, I'm so sorry,
Bless you.
Lord Nadine. Was that?
I apologise.
Was that in honour of Lord Nadine?
I was coughing so that
Sorry,
you
Harriet,
understood
just gonna-
Yeah.
understood that you should refer to her as Lord.
Lord Nadine. One of the reasons we booked you was to talk about the absolutely disgraceful. I still feel a bit emotional talking about it. Actually, removal of Boris Johnson. And how are you feeling all these months on about it?
The pain runs deep,
Yeah.
like a river,
Yeah.
baby. It was a devastating time watching all these colleagues just absolutely stab him in the back and the front and then expect that they would be welcomed by the British public. Well, they won't. There is one hero in this country and he is at the moment not the Prime Minister. Well, trust me, he'll be back. He'll be back like Lazarus.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely.
If you were to pick out someone as the biggest snake of the bunch, who would you say that
It
was?
wouldn't be professional for me to say, but it rhymes with Dishy Boonak.
Dishy Budak.
Dishy Boonak.
A dishy Budak.
Well, that's fair enough there, I suppose.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's awful that actually the Claudius in this situation is now king, isn't it?
Yes.
That's for the Shakespeare
that
lovers.
was a very highbrow.
Bella.
Very highbrow.
Yeah.
He's actually
Thank
called
you, I am
Charles. He's
rather
actually called Charles,
highbrow.
though. So
The
Well, the thing is, that, I mean, he wasn't stabbed in the back without reason. It wasn't really a backstabbing. I mean, his position became untenable.
What?
Of course. Well, because I
what
mean,
are you talking about,
well, he was
Martin?
plagued by scandal. You know, we had Chris
You
Pincher.
better
we had
explain yourself immediately.
Well, I mean, there was a lot going on his watch that
Like what?
just had. I mean, there was scandals with the.
Name one.
I mean, I haven't got my things to. I haven't got my notes to.
Martin, you've backed yourself into this corner. I mean, I do think you should explain yourself.
Hansy Pincher, you know,
That's
taking
just
a pinch.
That's just
Oh,
just
listen,
a rumour made
I'm
up by
so-
woke
the Chris
karate.
Pincher thing. We just look. There was a time in this country where your surname was your job. Blacksmith,
That is so true. That is such a good point.
Doris means writer.
goldsmith,
Yes.
pincher.
Yes.
But he
What's
wasn't
wrong
being
with
paid to.
What's wrong with doing?
Langley-Swindon, Lord of Swindon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with doing the thing that you're named after?
Well, if you're named after sexual assaults, then I'd say.
No one's called assault, are
Martin,
they?
It's just
That's-
pinching,
He's
though,
called
isn't it?
Pincher.
He's a pincher. He's not Chris sexual assaulter, is
Exactly.
it? Chris Pincher.
I think the
What is a
problem was
pinch?
that he was pinching people's.
You can't even name one example of anything Boris Johnson did
was-
wrong, as I expected.
Well, I mean, he covered up.
It's
for-
true,
for-
Martin. You can't.
Boris, his surname is Johnson. He uses Johnson. His Johnson's out there.
Oh, I
Well,
don't know if you
yes,
should
I mean,
say
that
that,
is
though, Eshaan. Come on,
very
now, let's
true,
not.
actually. I can
That's
agree with you on that.
unsubstantiated rumours.
I'm so angry I can barely speak.
I mean, he does have a lot of children, doesn't he?
Suella Braverman. She's quite a brave man.
I don't know if it's brave to be xenophobic. I mean, I wouldn't do it
Oh,
personally. I wouldn't
xenophobia,
exactly.
that's
All
quite
these long words
strong,
like
isn't it? Yes,
xylophone.
it's all-
I don't know why you're
think you're so
bringing James
clever.
Cameron's Aliens into this, actually, Martin.
Well, it's a great film, but it's not really what we're talking about, Nadine.
It's
I
No,
culture, though,
what
it's
we're
culture.
talking about, is the destruction of a good man who just wanted to bring our
Bringing him
country
down.
first. Yes, just bringing him down.
Well,
He won Ukraine. He got us through the pandemic. He created
made
the
a Brexit.
vaccine.
Could I
He
pose,
made
could I
Brexit.
pose a question then? What level of scandal would be enough
How are you
to
defining
get rid
scandal?
of
What is a scandal?
of Boris Johnson?
Is it
and his
scandal though?
premiership?
Is it scandal or is it a fuss about nothing?
Yes,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. What's a scandal?
Well, I mean, I suppose it's
One man's
someone
scandal is another man's Tuesday.
acting in a. I don't know what that means, but I mean, unless you're causing scandals on a Tuesday.
He
I
can't
just
even
feel-
name one. This
He
is
can't.
honestly, it's
It's
pathetic.
just absolutely funny. I mean, I just think it's extraordinary. We've got Martin, who's a self-processed centrist or
I
whatever.
don't actually
And
establish
actually-
where I stand on the political
actually-
spectrum. That's not my.
He can't name anything wrong with Boris
Was
Johnson.
that
So
a
I
jury
think
woman?
actually,
It's sort of paid for. You know, there's cash for access.
Oh, money's illegal now, is it?
situation.
It's illegal for money.
Oh,
There's
you can't
politics
say
of
this
envy.
stuff.
Politics
well,
of envy.
Not
also
to-
she was helping. She was helping
Listen,
with his mayoral
if you want to go to the zoo
position.
and you want to access the zoo, you've got to pay to access the zoo. So cash for access there too. No one's talking about that.
Sounds like you've been watching a little bit too much Channel 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch Channel 4 on occasion, but it's
Just
not.
Martin,
too
you know
much.
those little things like when he tried to stick up for his friend Owen Patterson, and then everybody sort of, that was apparently a scandal. And I thought, wait, is this a scandal
Yeah.
that he is just trying
To stand up for
to
his friend.
stand up for his friend?
Yeah.
Just trying to stand up for his friend.
Exactly. What a nice man.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, the difference between cronyism and friendship, I suppose you could spin it in such a way that you think
No,
they're
you're
just.
just,
Can I just
you're,
say,
you're
I
just doing a
prefer-
right-click synonym.
Yes, and I prefer the
Search for
road
different words there.
friendyism. I think cronyism it's a nasty slur. And let's not use it on this podcast. We're above that here,
We are.
okay?
We don't
But
want
Naked
any
Lunch is a
racist
good
terms.
film.
Naked Lunch.
Well,
Well, there you go.
okay.
Now, on June 23rd, it was, of course, very big date, very important we talk about it. It was the 6th anniversary of Brexit. Oh, wonderful.
Precious
so
memories.
exciting. How did you celebrate?
Oh, well, of course, I put on an old video of Russell Harty to think about the good old days.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
How lovely. How about you, Eshaan?
I made up signs that said Brexit
Oh, wow.
good,
Oh,
that's really good.
because it
very
was the
clever.
6th anniversary. Brexit.
Oh, Eshaan.
God.
Oh, it's very funny. We get Eshaan in because he's so funny. He's a comedian.
Thank you.
He's a comedian. And
It's just the sharp minds would think of that.
He's just have these wonderful
So I
jokes.
had the number 666
Stop it.
across the top of my.
Stop it.
That's good.
It's too
Because it
much.
was
Really
six.
good.
Because it was the 6th
Six.
anniversary.
It
You
was
want
the
to say
6th anniversary.
Celebrate.
That
Say it
is
3 times.
very
Say it
Say it 3 times.
I'm not sure we're using the word anniversary in quite the way that it's meant
What
to
do you
be.
mean?
What do you mean?
What other way would you use it?
What are you talking about?
The 1 year.
Lest
sort
we
of
forget.
Going on, but anyway.
How did you
it's-
celebrate, Producer
How
Martin?
did you mark the anniversary?
You let me get
Or did you even mark it at all?
Did you mark it at all?
Well, yes, I try and celebrate each day in a different special
Oh,
way.
here we
I-
go.
But
Bloody
how
hell.
did you celebrate the 6th anniversary of Brexit? What did you do?
Well, I mean, if I recall correctly, I went for a nice walk by the pond.
Well, you're lucky that
there was-
pond's still there. If it had been up to the Wokarati, it would have been filled in with people from other countries who don't even want to be here. They're just here.
I don't think I have anything about
Were there any foreign
left
objects in
wanting
the
to
pond that you took umbrage to
Yeah,
and
that's a
sent
very
back?
good point.
what, like a bit of like maybe a bag.
Yes.
No
Plastic
bags in
bag, yeah.
ponds anymore because of Brexit.
No bags from home. Now, Nadine, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome,
joining
thank
us.
you.
I mean, absolutely wonderful to have
joy.
you.
Thank
And
I can't believe we have got a lord here.
oh, I know.
Yes.
Well, a lord who is now.
But my feet are
lording
on the
off.
ground.
Yeah, so humble.
Yes.
And before you go, is there anything you'd like to tell our listeners? Any book you want to plug?
Yes, a special Christmas edition of his Front Bench Women is going to be out this Christmas. Please buy it. It has a new chapters I've added at the end where everything works out and Boris Johnson's Prime Minister again.
Oh, that's
Oh, it
so
sounds a
beautiful.
lovely bit
How
of
wonderful.
Just in
Absolutely
time for
there.
Christmas.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
And-
thank you.
And I'll see you soon. I know I will.
Everybody.
Now, you haven't heard from her from quite a while. We don't know where she's been, but she's in the studio today. Former Prime Minister Liz Truss. Hello, Liz.
Hello, do you remember me?
Yes, of course, we all
Yes,
do.
we couldn't
Vividly.
forget
Some
you.
people forget what I achieved, but it was a lot.
I've
I'm
got the number
Martin.
53 tattooed on my arm.
Thank you.
But-
Look who's on my right.
Sat next to your friend, your
producer.
friend, producer Martin.
Producer Martin.
Do these microphones go any closer together, Martin?
Oh,
I'm only joking.
I think they're
Or am
fine.
I?
They're fine where they are, I think.
No, it's for now.
Now, Liz, before we talk about your reign, I mean, how do you feel? Because a lot of people have referred to it as a sort of fever dream, which isn't the most flattering thing, but just the idea that it was quick and sort of mad.
You can say that calling my 44 days as your Prime Minister a fever dream is not a compliment. I see it a different way. You could say that it was exciting, hot, and unpredictable.
Yes.
And those are all good things in a leadership.
I mean, that sounds really good.
That's very much how I describe my sex life.
It's...
Oh, Eshaan, I mean, you're such a naughty man. He's such a naughty man. I'm sorry, Liz.
A cheeky sense of humour would have been an asset to my front bench.
Yes, that's
as
very
much
true.
as I don't want to compliment Ishan's sex life, at least it didn't sink the economy. I think that's, if you don't mind me, if that's not going too far, there are facts and figures.
Martin, that was because of Ukraine.
And also Kwasi.
Yes.
That was Kwasi.
Yes, and I got rid of him in a heartbeat, didn't I?
But look, sorry, we need to go back because we're going through the year here, and what I want to start with is the brighter days in August when it was the leadership race, and you were steaming ahead. You were beating Rishi, the so-called Prime Minister. You were beating him.
What people forgot so quickly was that Rishi, my opponent in the leadership race, was so appalling and unlikable that I became the front runner.
Yes.
And he really put a downer because obviously you had those debates and he said things like, oh, but Liz, if you do that, it'll crash the economy. And you just think, sorry, why
How about wait till I actually do it?
Absolutely.
Exactly, wait till you do it. Stop being such a negative Nancy. And what I liked is you were gung-ho, you knew what you wanted to do. And also, you were planning. And also, if you don't mind me saying this, so much charisma. I mean, you blasted all those other candidates.
Your walk, powerful.
Oh, yes.
So powerful.
Such a powerful walk.
I have a powerful walk and a head for business and leading, and I did that for a month and a half, and a third of that time was spent following a coffin around the country which housed a queen, and that is something no other Prime Minister could have done.
Or has ever done or will ever do.
Exactly, I was a
Well,
pioneer.
very good point. Very good point.
I don't know how long Charles has got on the throne, to be honest.
I mean, but that's the thing, isn't it? You got a nation through mourning.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Very, very difficult. And you stayed in the queue.
I queued.
Yes.
Unlike the presenters of this morning,
Yes.
the real villains of my premiership.
Yes.
You are a man of the people.
Yes.
Yes, a man of the people. Also, so producer Martin brushed on it, but let's talk about Kwasi Kwarteng because you two were as thick as thieves. Now, are you still friends? What's happening?
What happened with Kwasi is he went ahead with plans that it turns out I disagreed with all along, I can now reveal.
Yes.
And as a result, I had to use him as a scapegoat, had to get him, he was doing harm and he had to go.
Yes.
And finding a new chancellor is something that most prime ministers have to do 1 to 2 times a week. I had to do that. I made the right decision.
Yes.
And ultimately, we are not friends, no.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You went on the hunt for a new chancellor. You found him.
There he was. He's still there now.
Yes.
And that's all down to me.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he did. I mean, Jeremy Hunt he did come in, and he was sort of a bit poo-pooey about all the things you'd done, hadn't he? He sort of said, "Oh, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing the mini budget, etc., etc."
Yes, I agree, and ultimately, I am just glad I got to be Prime Minister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No one
also,
can
I mean,
argue with
beautiful
that.
say.
When you take on a new job, that's the way you make an impact, is by, saying that the last that person did wasn't good. That's just the way you
Yes.
put your flag in the sand.
Yes.
But actually, the fact that he still remained Chancellor is to the Right Honourable Liz
It's
Truss's
a
credit.
testament to me.
Yes.
Liz, if you don't mind, could I ask, are you... I just
Yes,
haven't
Martin,
seen
you
this.
can ask me anything.
Oh, okay, it was about the sort of prime ministerial pension, as it were, something like just over £100,000 a year for the rest of your
That's
life.
right,
Is
Martin.
that-
I'm a moneyed woman. Does
She's
that
very-
excite
So
you?
Yes,
you
Martin.
will be accepting that. You won't be giving that back.
Martin, if you were
No sense
offered
of-
if you were offered a special prize, would you take it?
I do like special prizes. Yeah,
I've got one I could offer you.
What, like
Oh, what does
like a Kinder
what do you mean
Surprise
by
or
that? By that, Liz.
a special...
You'll find out, won't you?
Yeah, Martin, I think you should.
And I
Sounds
don't
quite
think
fun.
I
I
don't
think-
think you'll be turning it down.
Yeah, I think you should.
Oh,
You and Liz
goodness.
you and Liz should go away. And
The-
Liz, where are you living these days?
My constituency.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very proud
Okay.
to serve the people of.
Yeah. So why don't you go with Liz to and spend some time?
No, I mean, I'm a married man. I do like prizes,
Also,
but I don't think
do you
I'm...
want to
Martin
know a
has
secret?
he has a lot of work to do.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
You always?
When you're backbencher, you don't have to do anything.
Well, I don't think that's true.
And
It's a
Liz,
lot of free time.
Yeah, you like.
Well,
the
also, I
backbench.
mean, let's look at Boris Johnson. I mean, he's been on holiday the whole time he's been an MP.
It's a lot of fun being a politician.
And have you ever been to the backbench, Martin?
I can't say that I have. I haven't
Well, Liz-
served
I'll give
there,
you a
that's for sure.
tour.
Liz can give you a tour of the backbench.
Does sound quite fun. Maybe we could do a sort
Ishaan,
of
what's
reading
going
report.
on here? What are you
just you.
doing? What are you trying to do here?
I'm just saying that Martin works very hard.
He does work very hard, and he.
Excuse me.
The Right Honourable Liz Truss, the member for
Doesn't have to do anything.
the
anymore.
member for can take him to the
Yes.
backbench.
Okay. Well, I don't like what you're doing. I'm moving on. I want to
I'd feel
talk.
more comfortable if you do that.
Yes. I'm sorry, producer Martin. I don't know what Ishan's implying. I
Don't
think it's very
apologise
bad.
on my account.
Well, Liz. I mean, what I want you to ask about is, well, everyone really. I mean, the big thing that happened this year was we lost our Queen. You know?
And we still miss her and all she did, which
Yes.
included extending my premiership by 33%.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
It just doesn't feel right changing the gender of the national anthem.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you
God-
think you're going to continue singing "God Save the Queen"?
I say queen. I say king because that's what's required of me as a British citizen. But I say queen under my breath. So I go, God save our gracious king queen. God
Yes.
live our noble king queen.
Yes. I think that's right. Good and good.
Do you
and
know,
proper.
I've actually met King Prince Charles.
Have
Well,
you?
we saw that was
He
quite...
really, really liked me.
Did he? Did you
Did
get
he?
good vibes from King Charles?
Good vibes only.
Yes.
No, top vibes.
Good vibes.
And-
Top
Yeah.
vibes.
And Liz,
Yeah.
you were of course one of the last people to see the Queen alive.
Alive, yeah.
They can't prove anything.
No, they can't.
No.
No.
And the matter is closed.
What were her last words to you?
Please, no. She said, please. Please.
Please,
No.
not Meghan.
Is that what she said?
I don't
Were
know.
you offering her some tea or something, and she just wasn't
It's
thirsty? Was
private.
that-
It's a private
it's a
matter.
private, yes, of course.
Between me and a dead monarch.
Yes. How lovely. What are your views on our new Prime Minister? Well, he's not new anymore. He's been here for what seems like ages in current Prime Minister
yes.
terms.
Yeah.
The third Prime Minister of the year, I think what we all need to remember is I beat him.
Yes, you did.
You did.
I was first.
Yes.
He was second.
Yes.
And enjoy it while you can, Rishi. Good God, what a sad little life.
He's not the people's choice. He's not the party's choice.
No.
He's not anybody's choice.
No.
Right. And so Rishi being there is all well and good.
Yes,
We live in a woke world now.
we really do. We
So
really
they
do.
had to put in an Asian prime minister.
Oh, I don't think he got it just because he's...
I think that's a big part. I think the time for the straight white man is well and truly over.
I mean, I'd like to take a moment actually to really think about the straight white man because they've been through so much.
I
this
know.
year. And
I've got to say, as the only straight white man in the in the mood.
It looks hard
today.
being you.
It's
Yeah.
well, it is,
Oh,
but
yes.
Are you all right?
I'd really like this kind of empathy in my day-to-day life rather than just in a sort of hypothetical.
Is everything
sense.
all right? Are you okay as a
Around
straight
that.
white man? Is everything okay with you? Are you all right?
Is it the wokies, Martin? They're getting you down,
Well, no, the wokies
stopping
aren't.
you getting jobs,
It's not really.
opportunities,
I mean, I mean,
pointing at you, going, "You're a white man,"
How do you
and
feel?
racist things like
How
that.
do you feel about being the producer on this show when a disabled lesbian could be doing that job?
well, I mean, yeah, no, certainly. I think I'm.
But actually, I think it's important to realise that round this table,
Yes.
Martin is the minority.
You are the minority.
He's the only straight white male
Yes.
at this table.
Like a sort of
The only one
endangered
for me.
species. Like
Well, look, you've got Liz Truss's vote. You know,
Do you need to clarify to the listeners that I'm not white?
Eshaan Akbar is not white.
Yes.
Just to make that completely clear,
Yes. Yes.
it's just producer Martin and myself and Liz. But Martin's the only straight white male. So yeah, there we go. Liz, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Before you go, what's next for you in the future? Where do we see you next?
Where will you be for the next
We haven't
44
seen
days?
you at all.
Kind of just don't have to do very much. Watch a lot of Homes Under the Hammer, that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
it's fun. isn't
And
it?
just enjoy the fact that I got to be Prime Minister.
Yeah.
yes, you did.
That
You will be
happened.
forever remembered in history as
Yes.
a prime minister.
I was one.
It's like
And I
having
think-
won musical chairs or something. You know, you had a real.
Yes, I won. And I
at
did,
least
I
for a
won.
short-
You won, and I really do think people will remember you. Maybe
As
not.
a winner.
Maybe not as a winner, but certainly in a
think
big way.
Whenever someone goes to try and get a mortgage and can't, they'll think, oh, yeah.
They'll think I should have worked harder.
You will
what
forever.
they'll
You will
think.
be an answer in a pub quiz question
Oh,
where they
pointless,
ask
isn't
people
it?
to
That's what we all want.
list off prime ministers, and you will always be on that list
Good for me.
forever.
Eternal.
Yeah, eternal. Thank
Great
you.
band. Great
Thank
band.
you, Liz.
Thank
See
you
you later.
very much.
See you
Liz.
later, Martin.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
And now we are now joined in the studio by famous lefty, wokey, angry, nasty, communisty, Marxisty comic
Right.
Sooz Kempner.
I'm just like a socialist democrat, really. It's like
What's nice is she's got her own hair colour, though.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don't expect that, do you, from someone who's so Marxist?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually blue hair, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
It's usually
some sort of
blue hair.
Obnoxious vegan colour.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, what do you say? Because there is an argument to be made with these blue-haired feminists that actually what they're doing is they're culturally appropriating old ladies.
right.
Yes.
It just is funny to be told that I'm offended by everything when like getting offended by hair dye.
Sorry, you sound very aggressive right now. I mean, that we
Very
can't start like
unnecessary.
this. If you could
I didn't. I thought it was a fluff bit.
try and
piece,
bit,
like-
bit,
I'm
bit.
so glad to have you on the show,
Oh.
Suze.
Well,
It's-
like thanks and
Oh,
everything.
get a
but,
room.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
stop it, producer Martin.
that's not what I was trying to.
Producer Martin, the left don't
Jeez.
even like you. The left don't
I'm
like you.
Not.
So why are you
No.
cozying up to the
I
left?
think
A
he seems
political in a way,
seems
that's it.
fine. What?
No, you don't. You don't like him because he's a centrist.
Yeah.
We know what you do. We know what you do to centrists. Suze.
But this is just that thing where you can have political agreements and disagreements with people. You still get on with them.
Oh, can you? Oh, can you?
But that's what you.
No, let's find it. We'll talk.
You didn't tell me this was what it was going to be like.
No. Well,
Oh,
it's
she sounded triggered.
largely.
She definitely
quite,
sounded triggered.
Yeah, I
combative.
think it's been triggered.
Okay.
But we,
Sorry.
No, you're right. Do you know what?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine,
It is
it's fine,
fine.
fine.
It is fine. We're here to talk about bits of the year. Suze, we've had some wonderful, wonderful guests.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously when it gets into Christmas,
I'm surprised she made it here. 'Cause I thought she might be glued somewhere.
Because of
I'm sorry.
Because who cares about the environment?
He's just very funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no one does really, do they? It's a myth.
I genuinely do.
Just clogging up the M25.
Yes, exactly. So, Suze, what we want to talk about is, of course, a quick reflection on some various things that have happened in the last few months.
Sure.
The World Cup in
yes.
Qatar.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
What are you doing?
Arabic.
Why are you doing that?
I like it.
Because it was in Qatar. Isn't it amazing You know, a lot of people were very critical of the World Cup in Qatar, but actually, the stadiums were amazing.
Yes,
Yeah,
the stadium's
So
really
actually,
lot of-
having quite lax labour laws and not very many workers' rights creates good things.
See, that you could say the same about Egypt's
pyramids?
Yeah, the pyramids, isn't
Right?
it?
They look amazing.
And maybe that's where we're going wrong, because sometimes I look at architecture in this country.
Yeah.
You know, some of the
It's quite basic.
council houses not very nice.
Yeah.
Maybe if we got, you know, as you say, just to sort of lax the labour laws a bit, we could have
Listen,
nicer housing.
if you didn't have workers' rights, I think the trains would run.
Oh my goodness! I think you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
think you're right. That
I
is
think
so true.
just to sort of counter that somewhat. I mean, I don't think the criticism was ever at the quality of the craftsmanship of the stadiums, more rather the amount of people that died
Oh,
in
Martin.
the.
But if you truly believe...
6,500
No,
reported
but
deaths.
if you believe in something,
That
you've
is
got to
a
be willing
lot.
to die for it. That's the thing. A lot of these wokies, they're not willing to actually
they're
die
not. They are not willing
for
they
their
don't,
cause.
and they don't do a decent day's work in their life.
No. So if you truly believe in something, you are willing to die. So they wanted to create these great stadiums, and unfortunately, some of them, you know, fell by the wayside. And...
Wow. Okay.
I mean, if it was that bad, Sooz, why didn't they go on strike?
Yes.
Sooz,
Do you know why our workers are able to strike? And why? Do you know why we have weekends off from work in this country?
Because we don't have a
Because
work
it's
ethic.
a 5-day week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know
Sunday's
why
the
that exists?
day of
That
the
is
Lord.
because of unions.
Or the Bible.
easy.
It's because of the Bible.
It's
It's the Bible.
It's the Bible, because Sunday is the day of
Rest.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, where we think about God.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so actually, if you say the unions did it, or did the unions steal it from God?
Well, thank you.
well, I don't actually believe in God, but I do believe
Oh,
in the
wow.
work the unions do, and I want to put it out there that I fully support the strikes.
Right.
I'm sure that if you were having your pay not in line with inflation, you maybe couldn't afford to live, you would want your pay to be fair. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
finding it. I'm
Susan,
getting
I'm going
looked
to.
at like I'm
I
an
just want to.
arsehole
I
here,
just want to
but-
blow your mind a bit here, because I don't know if you know her. Really wonderful journalist, Isabel Oakeshott.
I do. I am very aware of her
Yes,
work.
and she
yeah.
now she made a really good point the other day. I was listening to her, and I thought that is so true. That is not talked about enough. She made a really good point that the thing about these nurses is they're not angels. They're normal people, and they drink tea all the time.
Oh my God! And the thing
They
is,
drink tea all the time.
thing that people don't realise is tea is imported to the UK from
Okay.
former colonial states.
Feel like
So
we're
if
getting-
you are a nurse, you're actually pro-colonialism.
Yeah.
Wow,
'cause
so
you
you're
want
offended by
to
that,
drink
are you?
all this
Right.
tea, and you're drinking this tea, making people work their fingers to the bone in poor conditions in Asia to pick the tea that you want to drink, when really you should be doing your work. But no, you want to go on strike.
Suze, I've
Yeah.
always
Clap
thought
for you.
it might be quite useful for me to join a union. I feel quite alone sometimes.
Yeah,
and I don't
so,
have the support in the workplace.
You are in a union, the Great Britain.
Martin,
What a great union that
Are
is.
Just
you,
go
are you
to
freelancer?
HR.
Because there's Unite. You can join Unite.
It's not a traditional payment scheme that we have. I've sort of been
really?
gradually getting poorer as we do
Martin.
this
That-
show.
Is that
It's
true?
exposure,
Are you
isn't
getting
it?
poorer? Are you getting poorer?
No, the
Do you
rich get
think?
richer, so I'm getting wealthier.
We're
I've actually
doing
got-
just fine.
I've got quite a good investment
because
portfolio.
we work hard.
Hard, absolutely.
Yes.
And we've got investment portfolios, and we manage our money. Listen, if you wanted me to feed my family off a 37p pack of pasta,
Yeah.
I can do it, right? So if you go to Aldi, you can do your family shopping for
Yeah,
£5.
just do that pasta and just add. You can
Salt and
you can
pepper.
have a really nice meal just with pasta. You just add butter and saffron.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
really
This
lovely.
is-
Sometimes I think it's easiest to just let it just sort of wash over you. And
I'm
not
kind of
sort
at a loss. I thought I was coming on here to just kind of make some pithy comments about some stuff that happened in
No,
the...
listen, we don't.
Well, we are-
don't need to just talk about the strikes.
we are quite short on
of-
pith at the moment, so if you've got any,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
I mean, Susan, I think. Okay, this is a fun question. Let's lighten up a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure,
All right.
sure. Right.
December the 12th was, of course, the third anniversary of Boris Johnson's oven-ready deal. Oh,
He got
absolutely
Brexit
wonderful.
done.
He did.
He's a man of his word.
How's that working out?
Well, it's, I mean, really, really, really well. I mean, the thing about oven-ready is,
What did that mean?
well, Susan, when you take something out of the oven, if it's oven-ready, it's ready to go in the oven, isn't it? You don't
How?
say something's oven ready
How?
when it's coming out. No, you say oven ready because it's got to go in and it's got to
But
bake.
what was the oven? And
So it's baking.
these are.
I think it was
Yeah.
a sort of
It's
nonsense
baking.
buzzword.
Yeah, this
to
is
try
just
and
Okay, Sooz,
repeating
sell a
stuff from
slogan.
2019, which has been proven to be.
Sooz, have you heard of Australia and New Zealand? No.
Yes,
Because of Brexit,
yeah.
we were able to open trade routes
Yes,
with them,
there
which
you
we
go.
didn't have
Didn't
before.
know about that before, did you?
Didn't know that before,
You
did
just
you?
knew that from. Oh, maybe you heard about it if you watched Neighbours, but not everyone watches Neighbours. Not, especially not
Or
anymore
Home and
because
Away.
it's finished.
I mean, we've lost billions of pounds by not being in the EU.
Yeah.
With
all right, can I ask you a question? Would you rather be? Would you rather be?
I love it, would you rather?
Would you rather be
Yes.
a rich servant or a poor master?
What does that even
What
That's a
the?
great
Yeah,
question.
that's right. That's right.
Everyone likes being a master, don't they?
Yeah, everyone wants to be a master.
No one wants to be a servant.
Wants to be, don't
But
want to
if
be
I
a
was a
rich
poor
servant.
master, then I'd just be like that guy, Lord Fulford, whose house was falling apart. Remember him?
Yeah, still had a big house.
But it's
didn't
still a
he?
lord, isn't it?
Yeah, still a
But it was
lord.
cold and they only had one telly and
mean,
the mum
imagine
threw it
that-
in the
But
lake.
he's
Imagine
six
having
lord
a
on the
big
form.
house but being working class.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
What? Let's
I,
get this
I
into
think the
perspective.
problem is that we're not really entirely sure what we're the master of.
No.
Our own destiny.
Yes, our own destiny.
And our own sovereignty.
We've broken free from the shackles of the EU.
Yes.
With all its horrid little, human rights laws for
Oh,
starters.
for goodness sake.
Come on, no. And we're overruling. We're doing our own thing. We're building our own path. I mean, it's just
Surely
beautiful.
you want self-determination. You want to be able to decide the things you want to do for your own country.
Martin, there are other jobs.
I mean, well, yeah, we've got a sort of familial
Excuse me, he's
link
my
here.
brother-in-law.
I
Don't try.
Don't think
don't
Jane
try
would
and
be
do
very
that.
happy if I. Although
just-
I have thought about doing a sort of evening, maybe some, get a little extra cash. in
Yeah,
so I can
I honestly think you could just
get out
get
of
out-
there.
get the hell out of
Get
here.
out of there.
Oh, like Brexit?
Oh.
Everyone loves it.
Martin will not be Brexiting
Yeah,
from
Brian Martin cannot
Noncensored.
Brexit.
No, he cannot Brexit.
For
That
Martin,
would
Brexit would be a
absolutely
bad
That would
not
make me a
allowed.
poor master, wouldn't it? I'd have my.
No,
No.
no,
Autonomy
Martin,
and-
not you. Come on, no.
It's not for you
No,
because you
that's
don't know
not
what you're
for you.
doing.
I mean, I didn't know that this was what the show was. I kind of
Yeah.
Why did
Well,
everyone knows about the show? Why
everyone
would you?
knows.
It's because
One of the
you-
most popular shows in the
try-
country.
Don't try and pretend to me that you don't listen to the show. I mean, everyone listens to this show. Sometimes they listen because they love it. Sometimes they listen because they hate it. And do you know what? I don't mind that because I'm non-censored. I say what I think. I say what the people think. And, if you can't bear being around the table with what the people think, then obviously you don't like the people.
fine. All right, whatever you want.
Yeah,
Whatever you want.
That's,
I don't censor myself, but apparently, what?
No, you just censor everyone else.
No, what?
I think you're getting a good introduction to what this is.
Right.
It's
Well, you can't grow
basically just-
concrete, so
just
I mean, you
this.
can grow concrete.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
No, you can't.
You can. Eshaan,
Yes.
it's very excited about this bit. I think you're going to talk to us about the happy holidays.
Well, yes, of course, and I'm sure Sooz will also attest to this. That this is people often refer to this period of time as the Christmas holidays.
Oh yes.
It's
Yeah.
not particularly
Yeah.
inclusive, is it?
What?
It's
Oh.
not particularly inclusive. So, as you know, me as a diversity hire, I think it's very important that we wish our listeners and one another happy holidays. This way you cover all the big holidays. That happen. So
No, sorry.
Hanukkah,
No.
Kwanzaa,
No.
Yeah.
probably Eid.
No.
Well, it also covers like New Year.
New Year, absolutely.
No.
Because not all of us take, oh, bless you,
Bless you.
not all of us take holiday. The holiday period
dear.
is for everybody.
Sorry, Eshaan, I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I'm going to speak for me and Martin, the Christians in the room.
Wait, I don't think.
Now, as Christians, we are now a minority in this country.
Yes.
Okay? We are a dying minority. This was a Christian country. It's always been a Christian country.
What country is it now?
Now,
A Muslim country.
all over the place. Who knows?
Right.
We've got to fight for it.
Yeah, right. Do you,
We've got to
how often
fight
do you
for
go to
our
church?
Christian. I don't think that's relevant.
It's not so much about the going with you, is it, Harriet?
It
It's
just makes me.
knowing it's there.
It just makes me so sad, and I respect you, Eshaan. I respect your views,
Yes.
but in this case, I'm sorry, but you're sounding very wokey, and I feel like the wokies
Well,
may have got you here.
Well, no, I don't think they have. It's just And Sooz, you'll understand this.
Well, but Bing Crosby literally had a song called Happy Holiday that
Yes.
was
Oh, that's a good one.
from the
That's very good,
50s.
yeah.
It's in no way like some new woke term.
Yeah, and
Well,
that, what's his name? We're all going on a summer holiday.
Oh, Cliff.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
No,
different
but
thing,
that's
but
different.
fine.
That's different. It's.
still
I'm
a
just
holiday.
It's
saying
still
that.
a good song.
Yes, okay. Bing can have his little song. I like that song.
It was the
fine.
theme tune to his Christmas special for about 20 years.
Oh, all right, all
Yeah.
right. You know,
Can't
details,
argue
details.
with
But
that.
my point is that if we're talking about Christmas in a general term,
The
let's
holidays.
not forget.
The winter holidays.
Let's not forget about baby Jesus. That's what's important.
Well, the Palestinian man.
Sorry, what?
The Palestinian man, Jesus.
It's, well,
What are you saying?
it's just that I suppose.
Why are you saying that?
Well-
Why are you making this about Israel and Palestine?
I'm not. I'm saying that Jesus is Palestinian, famously.
Look, he's not famously. I've seen the pictures actually.
He does look very white in the
He has
pictures.
wait, and he's got a
Like,
little.
I mean-
He's got a little ginger beard.
And he's particularly like ripped,
Ripped,
isn't he? He's
yeah.
like he's
He was fucking
works out
stacked.
a lot.
He was stacked.
Wow.
Yeah,
A stacked Palestinian.
he was. No, he was a muscly, ginger beard, thin-nosed man.
Sort of Celtic, isn't he?
Yeah, in some versions.
Like a young Liam Neeson.
Well, I'm sorry, but on the church, the church. When I go to the church,
Yeah.
I see Jesus standing tall.
Standing. He's standing, is he?
Well, standing or
Hanging.
Right, everyone. Let's move away from baby Jesus. What are we all looking forward to in 2023?
Okay. I see myself as quite an optimist, and
Yes.
Oh, good.
thank you for having me on the show and allowing
you
me
for
to
coming on.
talk about this. I think that the house of cards that this government has been building is gradually collapsing.
Yes.
I don't know what replaces that, but I can't help but think that this is finite. Things don't just get exponentially worse. Governments don't exponentially get away with stuff forever, and I think it is coming down, and I'm looking forward to seeing that happen.
The
Right,
the
well, that's-
dismantling of a sort of
That's
almost
horrible.
a terrorist
That's really
organisation
horrible.
in our midst.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's. I don't even know what to say to that. Producer Martin, what are you looking forward to in 2023?
Well, I mean, I always like it when I take my dogs to the park, and I think I didn't go so many times this year, and it's the simple things in life, isn't it? Like remembering, that to smell the flowers as you're walking past. Are you talking about something more political? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah,
Wanted
well,
more of a
yeah. I mean, we are a political podcast. Yes.
yeah. Okay, in that case,
You can talk. I mean, you can. It's nice to hear about your dogs again.
but it's sort of quite like Keir Starmer. He seems like a good chap. He sent me a box of Lion bars in the post. So it was,
So he does. He's been quite fond of you when he's come on the podcast.
yes, yeah.
I just think it would be quite good if
Unprofessional,
he waited till his hair dried before he put the mousse on it. Just saying.
Oh,
Martin, are you going to tell him that she said that?
I probably won't. No.
Ishaan, what are you looking forward to in 2023?
I've got a social one and a personal one.
Oh,
if that's all right.
I love
okay.
it.
Yes,
I love
so
it.
Socially, I'm looking forward to the UK showcasing its empathetic, kind side, because I anticipate we're going to open more food banks and more warm banks.
Oh, that's so lovely. It's so warming when another one of those opens, isn't
that's
it?
the kind of
and
thing
now
a carer-
it's not just food banks, it's food pantries
Food
now.
pantries.
Yes.
So I just
Yes,
feel like over
wonderful.
the
We're
next
such a good
year
country.
we're going to see more of those open up. And
Yeah.
what a beautiful thing that is.
Oh, lovely.
What a caring,
lovely.
lovely country.
I'm not sure that's the sign of a progressive and
Oh, sorry. Do you
kind.
want people to starve to death? No, I don't think
prefer
so.
people
No.
to
Everyone likes a pantry, Martin.
Everyone likes a pantry, and they
Everyone
like
likes a
being
pantry.
warm. So it's nice to be able to go somewhere where you can warm yourself up. So I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that?
Yeah, and personally, I think we might talk about this off air. I've actually got a little holiday booked with Jane.
That's
What?
not no. No.
What
Is
do you
there
mean? What are you
something-
talking
Not
about?
I'm going on holiday.
He's going on a writing retreat, but it's not a
Jane is my
my-
sister,
my wife.
married to Martin.
Right, right.
Eshaan has always been disgusting about her.
I'm
and
not disgusting
no,
you. I'm just saying that
don't
Jane and I
use
really
that.
get on, and we're
Right.
looking to go on a writer's retreat.
Really
not-
awful.
I'm sure that's not the case.
to Northumberland.
No,
No one can stop you from going to Northumberland.
No
but
one likes it. No one likes it when you talk about Jane. Okay.
Is this what this radio show is like?
It is large. It's like 50% this, and then the rest is telling me that I'm wrong.
Oh, anyway, I think it's time to talk about what I'm looking
What
forward
are you looking forward to?
What I'm looking forward to is seeing the fruits that Brexit will bring.
Oh,
Yes.
so many
Like
fruits.
what?
So many things.
Pomegranates.
Just
Bendy
more
bananas.
trade deals with exciting new
Persimmons.
countries like Australia.
Watermelons.
Watermelons, yes, and
Right. We could get those anyway. But
Guava.
putting
we're
Ireland in
just
its
naming
place.
fruits
I
now,
think
aren't we?
Ireland have got a bit over
Custard
over the top.
apples.
yeah, all things you could have got
Custard apples.
while we were still in the EU.
And no, sorry.
Conference pears.
The supermarket shelves were a lot more stocked. I
true.
seem to remember.
Bramley apples.
That's not true, Suze.
No, it's true.
No, that's not true.
Golden delicious apples.
I think it's quite bad still in Northern Ireland at the moment.
Yeah,
Honeydew
come on.
melons.
Yes, but they always get upset, don't they?
Okay.
Gala melons.
Yeah, all things you could get.
That's enough for 1 week. That's our Christmas special. We'll be taking a little break in Noncensored, and then we'll be back in a few weeks. So keep an eye out. I want to
Winter
thank
special.
all of my guests. I've got Sooz Kempner, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Eshaan Akbar,
Happy winter holidays.
producer Martin,
Kwanzaa.
also Nadine Boris, thank you very much for coming on.
Hanukkah.
Liz Truss, thank you very much for coming on.
Diwali.
Also, myself, Harriet Langley-Swindon.
Eid.
Also, Rosie Holt, thank you very much for coming. And Brendan Murphy and Ed Morrish, thank you very much. This is Noncensored, and I am Harriet Langley-Swindon, signing off on 2022. Badow.
What was that last bit?
But
Dow. That's how
It's
you're
me
gonna...
signing off.